What is up, everyone? Welcome back to 90 in Ontario, League One's weekly recap and preview series. My name is Ricardo, and we are officially done Week 12. And not only that, we have tons to go over for the League One Cup. So without further delay, let's send it over to our social media team for the recap.
Tick, tick, boom.
Flashback.
Here is the Week 13 edition of the League 1 Laydown, live from the L1 Cup match between Scrozopi FC and the North Toronto Nitros in 3 minutes or less. So that game got cancelled because of thunderstorms. However, there were 14 matches on the week that weren't cancelled. Would you look at that? A 14-match recap for Week 14. Here's the League 1 Laydown. Let's go. The Premiership in Week 14 saw few upsets or unexpected victories across its 5 matches. Both Alliance United and the Woodbridge Strikers picked up easy points over the two sides at the bottom of the table. Alliance United saw goals in the 79th and the 86th to take down FC London 2-0, while Woodbridge were led by a hat-trick off the foot of Ronaldo Marshall on their way to blank the North Toronto Nitros 5-0. Remember what I said last week about the St. Catharines Roma Wolves' consistency issues?
The only thing consistent about the St. Catharines Roma Wolves' 2025 season is their inconsistency, with them alternating between winning and losing over the last 5 weeks.
Well, this week was no different, and we all could have predicted it. Despite being up by 2 goals at the end of regular time, 2 goals in 2 minutes for Sigma FC in added time split the points between the two sides, including an absolute banger by Josh Garcia. In the men's match of the week, Burlington took down Oakville in the Battle of Halton with 2 amazing goals by Monty Mosen and Mohamed Al-Shakman. Despite going up early against the Simcoe County Rovers, Scrozopi FC, this jersey right there, dropped 3 quick ones in the 16th, 19th, and 21st minutes. Luckily for them, Schoolblack and Numa were able to level it by the final whistle. Now that we are well past the halfway point of the season, the promotion contenders in the championship have started to make themselves known as the pack has separated. The Sudbury Cyclones picked up a victory over a 10-man North Mississauga Panthers, with Tim Aliu picking up 2 of his side's 3 goals. The Borough FC unfortunately saw their Week 14 meeting with Masters FA get washed out, putting them 4 points behind the league-leading Sudbury Cyclones. They were able to get some pitch time later in the week against Hamilton United, taking down the Hammers' finest 1-0 in a more timid affair. Windsor City FC were able to pick up their 4th straight win on American Independence Day, with Auglin and Coolibay being assisted by a York Academy own goal for a 3-2 victory. Whitby absolutely beat Guelph into submission with a 4-0 thrashing, in large part thanks to Nigel Buckley's 3 goals. In a high-octane showdown between Waterloo and Pickering, Amir Madden played the hero in the latter's 2-1 victory over the former. Alongside the 3 goals scored, 11 separate players made their way into the referee's wallet book, including a red for De Decker. Wrapping up the second tier of L1O was Unionville Milliken's 3-0 victory over Masters FA, putting him in 3rd place and now currently qualifying for the Pro Rel playoff. Now stepping into the world of League 2 during Week 14, the Rush Canada Academy went down 2-1 to the Burlington Bayhawks' L2 side, with AJ Robichaud creeping up in the Golden Boot conversation with a brace on the night. Needing desperately a win to stay in the top half of the Southwest Conference's table, Railway City were only able to manage 1 solitary point in their 1-1 draw with Waterloo L2. The side now only has 1 win in their last 7 games. And finally for the week, Cambridge United extended their lead at the top of the table to 4 points for 2 games with a 3-0 victory over Hamilton L2. And with the referee's whistle, we are underway here at Hamilton Stadium for the Battle of Halton. Hamade sends it over to Prieto. Prieto finds Saunders. Saunders takes a shot, and it's saved by Kagai for the corner kick. Short pass into the top of the penalty area, circling it over to Duarte. Duarte takes a shot. Kagai saves it again. Here's a cross. Amir Shirazi maintains it at the top of the box. Good pressure. Burlington calling for the foul, and they get it. Here goes Mosen with the kick. Soars it to the goal! A beautiful goal by Burlington's Monty Mosen breaks the deadlock, and we are here now at Hamilton Stadium, 1-0 for the host, Burlington SC. Here's Yasaka. Yasaka all alone, takes a shot. Kagai stops it with a diving save. Mosen has once again crossed sides, demonstrating his dominance over the entire pitch. Here he is, cutting into the middle. Here's the shot, and it goes in! Goal for Burlington SC as Mohamed Al-Shakman tucks it in to the bottom left corner, once again beating Manuel Derube. And Burlington are now up by 2, with Oakville seeking any sort of redemption they can. And there it is, the final whistle here at Hamilton Stadium. Burlington SC, a convincing win in the Battle of Halton as they take down 5th place Oakville Soccer Club 2-0. What a game.
Another week is over in the League 1 Ontario season, and it was another week of exciting women's soccer. So let's get right into it for our recap. In the Premier Division, the week started off with a battle between two middle-table teams in Waterloo United and Guelph United, and after Waterloo went up 1-0 in the first half, courtesy of Abby Kramer, Guelph United were looking for an equalizer. In the 60th minute, Olivia Brown got her head to a great ball in off of a free kick to equalize the game 1-1 and send both teams home with a point in this one. NDC Ontario dominated FC London 4-0 to maintain the top spot in the division. London remains in last and really needs some points in the last stretch of the season to avoid relegation. Woodbridge Strikers and North Mississauga were both looking for some points to further themselves from the bottom of the table, but neither team was able to gain an advantage in this one as they tied 1-1. Simcoe County Rovers took on Vaughan Azzurri, and the star of the match was Rovers' Ali Rowe, who scored both goals in a 2-0 win. The Rovers still sit just 1 point back of NDC Ontario for the top spot in the division. They will play each other next week on July 11th in a huge match for both teams. Finally, Alliance United took on the third place team North Toronto, looking to cause an upset. Alliance United had the 1-0 lead going into injury time, but Elise Bell equalized the match in the 90th plus 4th minute to steal a point for North Toronto. In the Women's Championship Division, Pickering FC and Whitby FC were matched up for a heavyweight bout, and in the end, Serena McDonald's goal for Pickering was the difference maker in this one, as Pickering picked up 3 much-needed points to keep up with the top of the table. Rush Canada Academy and Unionville Milliken SC had a very exciting match, with 4 goals being scored, but both teams only coming away with a point each. Closing out the championship division, Scorsopi FC matched up with Tecumseh United FC, and while Pickering dropped points to them last week, Scorsopi made no mistakes in this match with a 4-goal explosion to win 4-1. Scorsopi still hold on to first place in the division, tied with Pickering with a game in hand. Wrapping up women's soccer with League 2, in the Southwest Division, Waterloo United took down Guelph United FC 1-0 to maintain the top spot in the division. Hamilton United dropped an insane 7 goals on Burlington SC, while Cambridge United just edged out FC London 2-1 to put them just 1 point back of them in the standings. In the Northeast, Scorsopi FC picked up a big 2-0 win over Alliance United to close the gap between them and the standings to just 3 points. Scorsopi also had a game in hand as they attempt to climb the table. Woodbridge Strikers picked up a 2-1 win over North Mississauga SC to move them into first in the division, 2 points clear of Alliance United. Finally, Simcoe County Rovers SC had a 2-match week, and although they dropped crucial points to Sudbury Cyclones in a 2-1 defeat, they rebounded nicely with a 3-1 victory over the Vaughan Azzurri.
It was a dominant display at One Passport Park in St. Thomas this past weekend as Railway City FC cruised to a 4-0 win over St. Catharines Roma in League 2 Women's Southwest Division action. The home side came into the match riding the momentum of a road win over Hamilton United, while Roma had recently drawn 1-1 at home against Oakville. But from the opening whistle, there was only one team truly on the pitch. The breakthrough came in the 18th minute with Raquel Mitchell's relentless pressure paid off. She dispossessed the Roma defender and fed Ashley Betancourt, who calmly slotted home the opener to give Railway City an early lead. Just minutes later, it was Mitchell's turn to get on the score sheet. After the defensive miscue from St. Catharines, Maria Saavedra picked up the loose ball and threaded a perfect pass through the back line. Mitchell latched onto it and finished low to the right of the keeper to make it 2-0. The hosts didn't let up after the break. In the second half, Mitchell once again sparked the attack with that dynamic run and clever give and go with Saavedra. Her initial shot was blocked, but she stayed with the play and squared the rebound across the goal for Lily Ryder to tap in the third. The fourth and final goal was a moment of individual brilliance. Talia Levano lofted the long ball toward Betancourt, who took a touch and fired from 25 yards out, sending a stunning shot over the keeper and into the net for her second of the match. With this win, Raywell City strengthens its grip on the second place of the division, now just 2 points behind leaders Waterloo United. St. Catherine's Roma remain in third, but now share that spot with FC London, who trail slightly on goal difference. These two teams won't have to wait too long for the rematch though. Round 2 is set for this Friday at Club Roma, with kickoff scheduled for 8 p.m.
All right, thank you to everyone for the breakdown, and to follow, I myself will get you updated on where we are at with the League One Cup. But before we do, if you're enjoying the video so far, leave a like down below, click the subscribe button if you are loving it, and turn on the bell to get notified of when your favorite team's videos get uploaded. Now, starting off on the women's side, the semifinals fully wrapped up this past Thursday, July 3rd, where Alliance United took on FC London and the North Toronto Nitros faced off against the Simcoe County Rovers at Downsview Park. In the first match, it initially promised to be a tight game to go back and forth, but Alliance United stood on business right off the gates, going up 2-0 within the first 16 minutes, where the goals came from Anne Yeomans and Hannah Chown, respectively. The score will hold up until halftime, where FC London looked to change momentum in their favor by making 3 substitutions, but Alliance would come out of the gates strong once again, seeing Sofia Ferrante score in the 52nd minute, in which London would not have any answer for, meaning Alliance United winning the match 3-0 and securing their spot in the League One Cup finals. Now, the second match between the Nitros and the Rovers saw an absolutely even battle, with neither team being able to break the deadlock and seeing the game end 0-0. But we need a winner, so the game went to penalties. With shootouts, a lot of pressure gets put on the keepers to at least make one save, and the goalie to come up big was a Raven Edwards-Dowdell, stopping Simcoe's first shooter in Riley Trakoff. With North Toronto making theirs, the Rovers would miss the net on their second shot, and with the Nitros converting the rest of theirs, they went on to win penalties 4-2, which cemented their spot to face off against Alliance United. The finals will take place on July 30th, 8 p.m. at Zanshin Automotive Soccer Stadium in Vaughan. So save the date, and we hope to see you all there. Switching over to the men's side, there are still some games left to be played. We would have had the semifinals teams all decided, but the quarterfinals match between Scrisopie and North Toronto has been postponed to a later date. To quickly go over the other quarterfinal matches, Simcoe County blasted past Unionville, scoring 4 unanswered in the second half, winning 4-0. Woodbridge traveled out west and beat FC London 3-1, and Vaughan came back being down a goal by scoring 2 in the last 20 minutes of the match and ultimately winning 2-1, securing their spot in the semis. So as the bracket currently stands, the winner between North Toronto and Scrisopie will face off against Simcoe County, and on Wednesday, August 6th, we are being treated with another derby as the old bitter rivals in the Vaughan Azzurri and Woodbridge Strikers face off at North Maple Field. So please stay tuned for when the upcoming matches get scheduled, and you can do so by checking out our website at league1ontario.com. But the best way to keep up to date with not just League One's Ontario's matches, but all of League One is by downloading the League One Canada app. It is your one-stop spot for live score, standings, and the latest news. Now to wrap up the previous week's actions, the teams of the week for League 2, the Championship, and Premier Divisions are up on our Instagram at League 1 Ontario, so please go check them out. Another post you will see is that the Volkswagen Canada Game Changer program has been brought back this year. In partnership with the Canadian Premier League and Canada Soccer, Volkswagen Canada wants to recognize the everyday heroes who make the beautiful game that we love possible from coast to coast in our country. Nominations are open for this year, and they can be anyone from mentors, volunteers, coaches, players, or referees who make an impact in your soccer community, and the link will be posted in the description. Finally, looking forward to the upcoming weekend. We have some nail biters in the Premier Division, so let's send it over to Azaz Sheikh for the match of the week.
Hi everyone, this week's match of the week in the men's Premier is Sigma FC versus North Toronto. It's this Saturday, 7 p.m, and it's at the Paramount Fine Food Centre in Mississauga. Now, both of the teams are towards the bottom of the table, so this is a bottom of the table clash at the moment, but there's still plenty to play for both of these teams. They both lost yesterday, Sigma fell to reigning champions Crossopi, and North Toronto were edged out by St. Catharines Roma. But the good news is for both of them, unless FC London mount a miraculous escape at this point, relegation isn't a real threat for either of them because only one team is going down from the League One Premier this season. So I guess at this point, it's about progress, pride, and then building towards a strong end of the season and also putting the pieces in place for next season too. And both sides actually do carry a serious goal threat. Sebastian Costello and Dante Roddick, with 7 and 6 goals respectively, have been bright spots for Sigma, and they're definitely capable of finishing chances and punishing any mistakes in the back. And on the other side, Cyrus Rollocks as well. He's got 5 goals this season. So both teams can actually bag a goal. The firepower is there. Unfortunately, it looks like the defending has been the thing that's let both teams down. Sigma have conceded 34 goals and North Toronto 37, 2 of the highest goals against in the league. And look, if any of them want to climb up towards the end of the season, I think it starts with cleaning things up at the back, and that could start with this Saturday. So this game might not have playoff implications, but it's actually a perfect opportunity for both teams to reset, find some rhythm, finish strong and build from here. And it should be a well-matched game too. So kickoff again, 7 p.m. this Saturday, Sigma FC and North Toronto in Mississauga. Enjoy the game.
All right, thank you, Azaz, for the breakdown. And with that being said, that is all we have for this week. We hope you're enjoying the series so far. If you enjoyed watching, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you loved it, and we look forward to seeing you all pitch side.